And welcome to the Profit First workshop. We're going to cover Profit First core principles this morning, and we're glad you're here. You know, you're welcome here, and your dream to create a thriving, healthy business really lives here too. I should know I've been here 3 times with press businesses, and know that it is a struggle, a real struggle to survive sometimes. First time I learned about Profit First, I had the same reaction as a lot of people. I wish I'd learned about it 20 years earlier. So there's good news. There has been a shift in the universe. And in these difficult times, test us all, but you have what it takes or you wouldn't be here. You can create a business that makes money, supports you and everybody that is important to you, delights your customers, and is the means to make your dreams come true. So we're here because life is about to change for you. And today we're going to understand why so many small businesses struggle with money, learn how to transform the way you manage cash, implement Profit First in the right way for your business, and create a customized roadmap so that you can be profitable from day one and all the days now forward. One of my heroes, Peter Diamandis, says that there is no better time. We are living in one of the most amazing times in all of human history. And I think he's right. So let's move on to what are some inconvenient truths. These are things that we have to face, and they include the sad fact that most new companies fail in the first 4 years. And Mike Michalowicz, who is the founder of Profit First, said they are the lucky ones because all too many small business owners see their dream companies turn into cash-eating monsters that devour their owners. And again, I've been there, I know that. Another inconvenient truth, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We've heard that from our grandmother and from our moms for, I think, our whole life. But lately we found out that that's not necessarily true. Intermittent fasting makes you live longer, and if you skip breakfast, it can in a way help you live longer. Another inconvenient truth. Many companies work from a single major bank account, and if there's money in it, we spend it. So when the balance is high, life is good. When the balance is low, panic sets in. And when you're out of cash, for many of us right now, you can't think of your ideal customer, and you spend a lot of time wondering if you're going to survive. Another inconvenient truth, and this is maybe not known by a lot of small business people, that generally accepted accounting practices are the only way to look at the finances of your business. Income, expenses, and profit, just like our grandmothers, we've been taught that all our lives. But there is a better way, and we're going to talk about that. Before that, remember Parkinson's law, and that is work expense to fill the time available for its completion. And it's the same with money. If you have money, you're going to spend it. When less money is available to run your business, you'll find ways to get the same or better results with less. So by taking your profit first, you'll be forced to think smarter and innovate more. So what's the other way to think about profit and expenses? And so it's sales, take your profit first, and then pay your expenses. That works better. So we're going to talk about 4 key principles. First one is use small plates. What does that mean? If you're losing weight, use small plates. You fill up on small plates. Again, we fill up our plates because we were taught to eat everything that's there. If you use a smaller plate, you'll still fill up, but you will be fine and you won't eat as much. Use your smaller plates for your finances. Two, when you pay yourself first, it forces you to deal with your human tendency to spend everything all at once. So part of what we're going to do in Profit First is create your financial small plates by setting up 5 bank accounts. Together, they impose a limitation on your spending, accumulate your pay, and take your company's profit first. So there's the income account, the profit account, the owner's pay account, taxes, and operating expenses. Your bank accounts show you exactly where you have money and give you immediate clarity about how you're doing. So your profit account will have $10,000 in it, owner's pay another 15, taxes, operating expenses, for example. And you'll know from looking at these 5 accounts, like I do almost every day, you'll get clarity about how the business is doing. Profit First works because it helps you change your behavior. And one of the things it does is breaks the habit of looking at your bank balance and making decisions on what you see. When you get rid of your one big one and do everything account, one big one do everything account, money is already allocated, so you spend less. Another core principle is serve sequentially. And it's like when you eat too. So, which one of these statements describes the saint and which the sinner? Evil, hate, anger, joy, care, love. Or love, care, joy, anger, hate, evil. I think it's number 2, love, care, joy, anger, hate, evil, that describes the saint. Why is that? They're the same words, but it's the order that we encounter them that makes the difference. It's called anchoring, and what you see first anchors your mind to either a positive or a negative feeling about what comes after. So, if we eat sequentially and eat our vegetables first, eat the stuff that helps us first, when you start a meal, you'll start to fill up on those good things first. It's the same with money. So if you take your profit first, pay yourself and your taxes, you will keep your business healthy and spend less money. Always spend money coming in based on the percentages of the accounts first, and we're going to talk about that, but never pay your bills first. And spend sequentially. If you don't have enough money to pay your expenses, your business is telling you you can't afford those expenses, and you have to do something about that. That's been a hard lesson for me, but it's true and it works. Fourth principle, remove temptation. So after you have your 5 bank accounts set up, go to another bank and open 2 additional accounts. These are hold accounts. You make them as hard as possible to take money out of, and don't touch them. They're going to be, you have to go, if you have to go right into the bank and take the money out, don't do it online. So you won't be tempted to borrow, or in other words, steal from your profits when money is tighter. Remember, if you spend it, it's gone. Fourth principle, enforce a rhythm. Eating several small meals a day helps you control how much you eat without feeling hungry. And it's the same with money. Don't pay your bills when they come in, and make your allocations and pay your bills on a set day every month. It can be not that we use the 10th and the 25th, but it can be any day that you want to. But so it makes you controlled and not by the seat of your pants cash flow management. Hey, that's a good thing. So what does all this look like? We talked about targeted allocation percentages, and this chart shows typical percentages for healthy companies. So if your company makes $500,000 to $1 million a year, your real revenue will be 100%, and we'll talk about real revenue in a minute. Your profit typically should be 15%. You should take 20% for you, 15% taxes, and the balance used to pay your operating expenses. And once again, if you can't afford those expenses, if that's not enough money, you've got to really look in your business carefully, and that's what we'll help you do to reduce your spending. So, here is a company, real revenue, $532,000. They didn't make any profit. They took $30,000 in owner's pay, paid $53,000 in taxes, and had operating expenses of $480,000, almost $500,000. So using our allocation and chart, the profit first percent should be 15% for profit, or $80,000. The difference is $79,000 because they didn't make any profit. So the thing that they need to do is increase their profit margin. Owner's pay should be 20%, and that's $106,000 out of the 500. So $76,000 is the delta. They need to increase that. Taxes, they paid $79,000, and they should be paying about. They paid $50,000, and they should be putting aside 15% or $80,000 for taxes. So they have to increase that. And for operating expenses, they paid almost $500,000, which is 84% of what their business, of how much they made in their business. Should be closer to 50%. So they need to cut operating expenses by almost $200,000. So yeah, I agree. That really sounds like an impossible situation especially during today's crisis period. So how do we get there from today to where you need to be? Here's where the magic comes in. Well, not magic, but you do it in a very controlled way. So profit, you do it by quarter and either increase or decrease the percentage by quarter, so that after six quarters or 7 quarters or a year and a half, you'll get to that 20%. It's gradual, and you can do it. Owner's pay, same thing. You increase the percentage that you take till you reach the goal percentage according to our profit first systems. Same with tax allocations and owner's operating expenses. So, our goal is to transform your business. Let's talk about that. Let's get to work and create a business roadmap that helps your company stay profitable, keeps your company profitable. Let's start at the beginning. What do you do, or what do you want to do with your money? What are some of the ways your money struggles are affecting you now? And think of 5 of them and write them down. So I am struggling to pay bills and myself, even though we've been doing Profit First for a while. It's still a struggle. I am reaching my target goals, but it's going to be a few months until I do that, a few quarters. But I'm on the way. We would like to give more back to the community. I'd like to be able to hire more people, and for example, and would like to be a bigger company than I am now. So, how do we do this? How do we begin? We begin with your financial statements, and remember to take your profit first. So, open the bank accounts that matter. So, this works because all the revenue goes into the income account. And again, 2 times a month or once a month on your own schedule, you distribute income to the other accounts. So you take out profit, take out pay, taxes, and then pay everything from the operating expense account. So the income account acts like a serving tray, and the operating expenses are where things are paid. So income account's a checking account, collects everything that comes into your business, and transfer funds from that account to the other account based on those predetermined percentages we talked about in our example company. Everything gets paid from the operating expenses account. It's a checking account, and it's the account you use to pay your bills and cover your payroll. The profit account acts like a savings account, but it's more than that. It's your reward for the risk you're taking by running and starting your business. Once a quarter, you get to celebrate yourself by taking a distribution. The owner's comp account pays your most important employee, and that's you. And it's not an afterthought. You need to be compensated for your hard work. And often when we don't do that, people start to feel resentment for their business because it's taking all their time, it's eating all their cash. This helps you turn from being resentful to being grateful for your business. And your tax account, of course, lets you set aside money to cover your corporate and personal tax liabilities. The two hold accounts at the other banks keep you from easily spending your profits and tax money. And once again, once a quarter, the funds get distributed to the owner and the government, and they're your reward. You earned them. Don't put that money back into your business. Go out to dinner. Well, go as soon as as soon as we conquer this virus, go out to dinner and celebrate. So again, deposits flow into the income account. It's like a serving tray, twice a month. Transfer the pre-allocated revenue into the other accounts. So what goes into owner's compensation? Well, total wages from your payroll, including taxes, and write that number down. Your shareholder draw, if there are any, distributions, bonuses, your health insurance, company retirement contributions, if you have a car, the insurance, fuel, repairs, the loan, maintenance, your cell phone, other business paid personal expenses, all total the owner's compensation. Total that up and put it in your compensation field when you're doing your calculation. So what accounts need to be funded first and why? And think about that. I think you know the answer by now. Make your allocation plan for the next 12 months and build your profit roadmap. So we talked about top line revenue, which is your total revenue minus materials and subcontractors. Most of the time, unless that number is more than 20% of your revenue, leave it as zero. But if you're a painting company or a restoration company and you have a lot of subcontractors that work for you, take that out, and it's more than 20% of your business, put that in the subcontractors and materials section and subtract it. Because that gives you your real revenue. Total revenue minus the cost of materials used to create and deliver the service or product gives you your real revenue. So, what's the top line? Revenue. What's your real revenue for your company? Take your financial statements, subtract out the materials and subs, and put your real revenue in that number. For our sample company, it's about $500,000. So use the last 12 months. Pick the column that corresponds to your real revenue in the assessment grid, and do those calculations, and then put the last column increase or decrease just like we did in our sample company. Do that for your company. So calculate your target allocation percentages. The chart shows the typical allocation percentages for a healthy company scaled by size, and use it to figure out what percentage of your revenue goes into each of the other accounts. And here it is again. Use the next 12 months, use the percentages, and don't worry, it doesn't have to be exact at this point, but it's going to give you a target for where you can move over the next several months. And it may take a long time to reach these, but you can do it. This assessment tells you how to allocate money and by how much for each account for your company. So here's the assessment. Actual revenue for the next 12 months, calculated percentages, targets, the profit first dollars, the difference, and then whether you need to increase or decrease that amount. And here are directions for that. So now that you know your TAPs and CAPs, you'll know what bank accounts you need to know. You'll know how much to allocate for each one. Now it's time to commit. Remember, if you spend it, it's gone. So decide when you're going to make your allocations. It can be weekly, bi-weekly, a couple times a month, or monthly. I wouldn't wait any longer than that. And make your first allocations and set the date. Do it. Another thing that you can do that will help you reach your goals is freeze your debt and build a debt snowball. What's that? It's paying off the smallest debt first. We're often told to take the highest interest. But if you have a $10,000 limit on your credit card and you have a small account for a local store, and that's $3,000, pay off the smallest one first. Take a set amount, more than just the minimum, and get that out of the way. That gives you an immediate raise, and it gives you some encouragement, and then keep doing that, building from each of the next size debts that you have, and each time you pay off the smallest one, you have a larger amount to pay off everybody else. So one of the things that we talked about, and that's making your company work for you, how much money did you take from your business in the last 12 months? If you're like me, I'm still not taking much money out, and one of my clients is not taking much money out, or if any. So were you able to meet your personal goals with this income? Yes or no? And that's it can be an eye-opening realization that no, you're not making enough money to support yourself or your financial goals. So it's time to think bigger. What goals do you have that you've not been able to reach with your current income? And that there are goals that everybody has that I don't make enough money with my business at the moment. I want to get my boat back. I want to treat my wife to more time together when we can travel. And so what's on your bucket list? Mine's a boat, cottage in the woods, giving back more. So how much do you need to make that happen? Put a dollar figure on there, and that's your income target. And you can re-engineer that using our profit first system. So what are then, make a commitment to yourself, your families, and employees. What are the 5 most important reasons to make your company healthy right now? Struggling, overwhelmed, all those things that you have a cash eating monster, or somewhere in between. And make that list. And then commit. Commit yourself to running a financially healthy business like today. Sign it, date it, and have somebody that you're accountable for witness it. That keeps you both accountable. So do it today. Well, but wait, I'm just starting my business. We're struggling because of the virus and can't possibly put money into profit now. Well, the truth is the healthiest, fastest growing companies come from businesses that put profit first. You know instantly what makes your money and what needs to be fixed. And building on the profit first system is an essential part of managing entrepreneurial journey successfully. So just do it. Trust the process. It really does work. Start today. If you don't do anything else, open a profit account at a bank today and seed it with just 1% of your income. That gives you a start. It gives you it primes the pump and lets you know you really can be profitable right now. And you can ask Management Insights to help you. You don't have to do it alone. Our Profit First Consulting program will guide you through the process. But whether you use us or not, you got this. You can. Transforming your business happens here. Management Insights plus Profit First and the Profit First team equals a thriving, successful business. And it can begin right now. So thank you. Give me a shout, sign up for our program, and we will see you soon. Thanks for being here.